You sit down at your desk, open your notes, and suddenly your brain decides it's time to clean your room, check your fridge, or spiral into a crisis about your entire future. You're not lazy, you're not dumb, but for some reason, studying feels like climbing a mountain barefoot. Why is that? Here's a truth most people won't tell you. Being smart has nothing to do with studying effectively. I've seen incredibly bright people fail test after test, not because they didn't care, but because they were stuck using broken methods. Highlighters, endless rereading, trying to memorize every word like it's a script, they do more harm than good. And the worst part, most schools never teach you how to study in a way that actually works. Let's flip the script. Imagine spending less time studying, remembering more, and feeling calm walking into your next exam. Not because you're a genius, but because you've learned how to make your brain work with you instead of against you. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that. These aren't tricks or gimmicks. They are real, science-backed strategies used by top students who don't just study more, they study smarter. You ready? Let's break it down step by step. Let's start with something simple, but powerful. The just 10 minutes rule. Your brain hates big tasks. The moment you say, I need to study for 3 hours, your mind panics and looks for any way out. But what if you said, I'm just going to study for 10 minutes? That doesn't sound so bad, right? That's because small commitments lower resistance. Once you begin, you often keep going. That's momentum. It's like telling yourself you'll just tie your shoes and step outside, but suddenly, you're walking for 30 minutes and feeling amazing. Studying works the same way. But here's the twist. Those 10 minutes need to be laser-focused. Pick one small goal. Not study science, but review 5 flashcards about cell structure. Your brain loves specifics. It rewards you with a quick dopamine hit when you complete a tiny task. And that feeling? It pulls you into doing more, with less stress. Let's try this together. Pause this video right now. Choose one small thing to study for just 10 minutes. That's it. Then come back. No pressure, no stress. Just start. And hey, if you're finding this helpful, maybe take a second to subscribe. Not because you should, but because we're building something here. A space where smart minds grow together. If you're reading this, you're part of that. So drop a comment. What topic are you going to study for your 10-minute sprint? Let's keep going. The next method is where things really start to click. You've probably heard people say, I studied so hard but nothing stuck. That's because they treat studying like stacking bricks, one on top of another, hoping it becomes solid. But your brain doesn't work like that. It's not a wall, it's a path. Enter the memory path method. Instead of cramming facts in isolation, start linking them together. Turn them into a journey. For example, if you're learning about the planets, don't just memorize Mercury, Venus, Earth. Imagine walking through a space museum. Mercury is the first room, small, hot, full of mirrors. Venus is next, foggy, glowing orange. Earth has blue walls and a big window with a breeze. Now you're not just memorizing, you're associating. You're seeing it. And that's what makes recall so much easier. Your brain loves stories. It remembers locations, images, and feelings far more than raw data. That's why you still remember the layout of your childhood home, but not the definitions from last week's quiz. So, before your next study session, build a memory path. Use rooms in your house, landmarks in your city, or even a video game map. Attach the concepts to physical places in your mind. Then walk that path when it's time to recall them. Quick challenge. What's one subject you're studying right now? Imagine where you'd place the first concept on your path and tell us in the comments. You might just inspire someone else. Let's wrap this up with one final method, and a truth no one told you about your brain. Think of your brain like an athlete's body. It can't perform at its best if it's exhausted, underfed, and constantly stressed. But most people treat their minds like machines, forcing them to keep going without rest, sleep, or proper care. That's why our final method is the most overlooked but most important. Protect your focus. Set boundaries. When you study, put your phone in another room. Not on silent, not upside down. Literally away. And let people around you know. For the next 25 minutes, I'm unreachable. It might feel awkward at first, but it works. 1 hour of real focus is worth 5 hours of half attention. And after you study, step away, go outside, laugh, sleep. Talk to someone you love, because your mind needs space to breathe. That's when the learning actually settles in. Not during the grind, but during the recovery. And here's something you don't hear enough. You're doing better than you think. If you made it this far, you're not just consuming content, you're showing up for yourself. That matters. I want to hear from you now. What part of this video hit home? Have you ever felt stuck, burned out, or lost in your study journey? Share your story in the comments. Not for me, but for someone else who needs to hear it. Your words might be their turning point. And if today's ideas helped you even a little, stick around, subscribe, come back. Let's grow together, one step at a time. You don't need to study harder. You just need to treat your mind like it matters, because it does.